Morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for being with me here again. Last time I spoke, I brought a message about living in the Spirit, and the Bible tells us to live in the Spirit. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Believe in the things you hope for, and know that something is real, even if you don't see it." Brothers, we all have a spirit. Sisters, we all have a spirit. It's a God-given spirit. This spirit is how God communicates with us. I'm feeling it right now as I'm telling you. The spirit that God gives us is there for us to pray to God, to pray to Jesus, ask for the things that we want for them to do, for our prayers to be answered. And I understand something. When you pray, it may not be that those prayers are going to be answered right away. But don't think for a moment that they've forgotten about you, okay? I went through many years wondering where my place was going to be in this world. And I went through a lot of strife, a lot of troubles. And now I know that if I would have had God's guidance back then like I do now, because without God's guidance we are lost. We are in darkness. Our spirit is with us, that spirit that God has given us to help us go through the things that we have to go through sometimes. And know that they are there with us. We can feel them there with us. Now when I say spirit, and I say what I've just said, when I live in the Spirit, here's one of the things I do. When I eat and I pray, here's how I pray. I pray, Father, I ask that you bless this meal for us, mind, body, soul, spirit, family. And I don't mean just the family that's here, Father. I mean the family that is God's, the family that is Jesus', the family, our family. Because I know when Jesus fed multitudes with just a few fish and a few bread, I believe that he could come into our home. When we open our heart to him, when we open our home to him, when we open our kitchen to him, and whatever it is we're eating, take that of what we're eating, getting ready to eat, and feed others in places where they are hungry, or the spirits can be fed somewhere where they are hungry also. That's family. Mind, body, soul, spirit, family. And I ask this in your name, and all that you've blessed. In Jesus' name, amen. Now you see, that's living in the Spirit, because then you start to think that he could come in and do that kind of thing. When you live your life and you're going through something that seems a little troublesome, an obstacle that you see approaching, think of your spirit. Think of the God-given spirit, because you see, the flesh is gone, brothers. If Jesus don't come before we are gone, the flesh is gone. Live in the Spirit. When you go before God's judgment, it is through your spirit that he is going to know everything that you've done with your life, from the time you were a child to the time that you were an adult and you are before him. Know that. This is how he keeps track of everything. The life he has given you, what you do with it, is on you, brother. If you are with God's guidance, he will bless you. He will make things so that you understand that with your spirit you can do anything. Believe me. Yes, I know that. So understand, when you go before his judgment, you're going to be asked, Mr. or Mrs., Sir, ma'am, why is it you think I should let you into heaven? And you might say, well, because at some point we all decide that we're going to live a life without troubles, without doing the things that are wrong. And like I said before, we're not going to live a trouble-free life, but when we're with God, we're going to live a blessed life. And Jesus, we're going to live a blessed life. Maybe not a trouble-free life, but a blessed life. But when you go before his judgment and he asks you that, and at some point you decide to live a life that you believe is going to get you to heaven, that's good in the eyes of God, enough to get you there. Well, I've heard pastors say that we've got another thing coming when we start to think like that. Because you see, what you're doing is you're living under your own righteousness. You're thinking, yeah, I'm going to live this way. If I do the right thing, I'll get to heaven. But we start to believe that. We start to think that that's going to get us there. But we go before his judgment, he's going to tell us something different. This is what I've heard. When you live under your own righteousness, when you never try to get close to the Holy One like you should, you don't get to see or feel the love that's within Jesus. And you know how great Jesus' love is, or the love within God. Or the righteousness that is within God, that is so much greater than our own. It's not going to get you to heaven, brother. They say you got another thing coming. So you got to think about that. In your own way, try to get closer to the Holy One. Try as much to be more like Jesus. Understand Him. Go to a place where you can learn about that and be around people like that. Because then you'll learn to live that and be that and understand that. That righteousness of God, that love of God, that love of Jesus, that spirit that's within us that takes us there too. Because that's, like I said, how He communicates with us. Okay? Thank you, brothers and sisters, for listening. I hope you get something from this, and I pray that you find a way to get closer to Jesus and be more like Him. God bless you. Thank you.